I feel like shit.
Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
It's just one of
Friday,
those
happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums.
It's just one of those days where you don't wanna wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you wanna justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet,
Just knock it off, you scum bucket.
it's just one of those days. It's just one of
Monday,
those.
happy days.
It's just one of
Tuesday,
those.
happy days.
It's just one of those
Happy days.
days.
The weekend comes, my cycle hums. Ready to make stays.
It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain, leaves with the blood stain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better you cause I'm fucking up your program. And if you're stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just,
I'm losing my cool.
it's all
Monday,
about,
happy days.
it's just one of
Tuesday,
those,
happy days.
it's just one of those
Happy
days.
The weekend comes, my cycle hums. Ready to make stays. These days.
Feel like shit. My suggestion is to keep your distance. 'Cause right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Something's happening to the bonds.
If my day keeps going this way, this might.
I'm gonna pop you one so you'll stop playing games.
Give me something break. Give me something break. I hope you know I pack a chainsaw. A chainsaw. A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
What we got here is a case of mistaken identity, you know? See, now this here,
Not Robert.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Moody, and welcome to episode 216 of the Mood of the Nation podcast. How's everyone doing this fine Thursday evening? I've been great. As a matter of fact, I've been off work since yesterday, and of course, I'm off again this weekend, considering it's going to be the upcoming Patriotic Alternative Annual Conference, which I really cannot wait for. So, I'm going to be getting ready for that. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a blast, but we'll definitely wait and see when it comes. But yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be like really exciting times for this coming weekend. Definitely, especially with the guests and such that we got planned for that event. I think people are going to really appreciate it when it comes to that. Anyways, let's have a look and see who's in the chat just now. Sandra Spicy Spanish Salami Sandwich, Budgie Burger, or GI Channel 1, Public Address News, Tight Scotsman, 77th Brigade, Chaz Smash, and Joe Marsh are in the chat tonight. Let's make it a good one, evening, everyone. Yes, indeed. Let's make this a really good episode. As a matter of fact, I do have a couple of topics to cover. One I was actually going to be covering last week, but of course I couldn't exactly remember what I was going to talk about. And another one that actually, it literally just came into the news as of late. It brought to my attention by a couple of people on Telegram, Laura being one of them. And I thought, cool, I'm going to see if I can actually talk about this and see from there. So just one second, I'm going to remove that. I'm also going to add these as well at the bottom of the screen. So it's all of the social media links that I have. So if you want to follow me on all those platforms, please do so if you still choose to do that. And that would be fantastic. Who is singing this? I feel like, that's it's a remix of both the Happy Days theme song and Limp Bizkit. I can't remember what song in particular. I can't remember the song. It might come back to me later on, but it's basically like a duet remix type of thing with the lead singer of like Fred. What's his name again? Basically, the lead singer from Limp Bizkit is singing a song of his with the background music from the Happy Days theme song. That's basically it when it comes to that. So let's have a quick look and see. Again, tonight's episode is not going to particularly be too long, considering I want to try and get ready for leaving bright and early tomorrow. And yeah, so we'll do the show for about maybe an hour and a half, depending on how fast I go with the topics in question, because I don't think it'd be like too long. And there will literally just only a couple of topics to cover. And then we'll get on to the usual, which is the Q&A section of the show. So then, let's have a look at this just now. Hope everyone's doing well. 13 people watching. People might say that's a bit of an unlucky number, but that's really good to see. But thank you very much. Galileo's Tongue, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat, but hey, thank you very much for popping in. And also, thank you very much to Mark Collett, who shared the stream on his Telegram page. Really appreciate that. And of course, for those who have shared the stream via Telegram or X or whatever at this moment in time, again, thank you very much for doing so. One other thing to mention as well is something I keep forgetting with each episode, but towards the end of the show or even after it goes live, I would get a notification on my phone basically saying someone donated to your Buy Me a Coffee page, which for those that have sent a donation via Buy Me a Coffee, again, thank you very much for doing so. For some odd reason, I don't know if it's because it's like afterwards or type of thing, but I get a notification afterwards. So, but anyways, thank you very much for your kind generosity. So I haven't popped the links in just yet, but I'll do that a bit later on type of thing. So let's have a look and see. We can start with the first topic. Now, this was a topic I was going to cover last week, but wasn't able to because me being me, of course, I completely forgot all about it. So let's see if I can actually get this up here just now. I don't want to do that. Let's see, paste. I also just want to make sure because the article itself is from The Independent. Now, The Independent can be very iffy when it comes to their articles, but let's see if I can get to... It gives you like two versions. There's a free version, which has all the ads and all of that, but there's like a subscription version of the article, but just want to make sure if I get the free version. And then once I've finished that, then we'll get right into looking at the article in question. I think it's actually doing that already, if I'm not mistaken. I'll pause that as well. Not really watch the video. Right. Okay. Let's have a look and see if I can get back onto that shared screen, and then we'll get started. Oh, wait a minute. Is it sharing? Oh, hold on. Oh, maybe right. Sorry, my bad. Right, share entire screen. That should be it. Then share system audio just in case. Hide that. Yep, that's the right page. 15 people watching. Excellent. Thank you guys very much. Here's the article from The Independent. Far-right group raises almost £15,000 for families of people jailed over UK riots. Patriotic Alternative described those locked up over the summer riots as political prisoners. I mean, they pretty much are, but I mean, we've covered this over and over again, right? Now, myself and a few others, whether they're in PA or outside of PA, we don't agree with the violence. Obviously, the violence it's unnecessary when it comes to that. But saying that, we can understand why people would be angry. We can understand why the riots broke out because there was a lot of anger due to what happened in Southport. Now, that being said, of course, because I'm not going to delve into that because we've covered that over and over again when it was going on. But ever since then, we at Patriotic Alternative decided to do a fundraiser to help out the families of these political prisoners. And so far, it's been pretty successful. We've actually, as the article stated, we garnered about £15,000. We have given the donations to not all the families as of yet, but some of them we have given them at the moment. In fact, I'm pretty sure PA has already made announcements on their Telegram page about this. But I think one of them was about £2,000 for a family whose partner has been arrested and made as a political prisoner. I think it's even mentioned it in the article as well. But again, it's basically a case of us helping out these people because the fact that people are being arrested for whether it's stickers or because of what happened with the Southport events, again, as much as we disagree with the violence, we can understand why there were violence that had happened. And again, you clearly do see the blatant double standard between the two sides. So the BLM riots, that when that whole thing was kicking off, right, we've seen a blatant double standard of it's completely fine when they do it. In fact, when they were arrested and they were being thrown to court, that whole entire case was then later dropped. But then, of course, after this happened with the Southport riots and whatnot, all of a sudden you hear the news and on the radio and on TV and all of that, like, oh, these people who were part of these riots should be aware of or should be ready for the full force of the law. It's like, okay, so clearly there is a two-tier system at play here. Anyways, let's have a look at the article itself. A far-right group has raised thousands of pounds for the families of prisoners locked up over their roles in the anti-immigration riots that took place across the UK in the summer. Now, again, it wasn't necessarily a PA demonstration. Again, this was a demonstration that started by the people of Southport because, again, understandably so, they were extremely angry with what happened. And, we've talked about it. I think some of us, some of the members actually went down to some of these protests, again, peacefully, as if it was their democratic right to do that. We were not going to cause any bother or anything like that at all. And yeah, so that was that. So this idea of, oh, this is started by Patriotic Alternative, of course not. Blatant lies, as per usual. Almost £15,000 has been collected by Patriotic Alternative through an online fundraiser to help relatives of convicts get by. Well, I like how they put like "get by" in quotations. Is like, well, what exactly is wrong with that? But all right. While prison sentences are served, at least 388 people have so far been jailed for offences during the unrest triggered by the death of 3 girls in a knife attack at a Southport dance studio on July 29th of this year, according to the latest government figures. In response, Patriotic Alternative launched a fundraiser claiming the Labour government had launched the most draconian crackdown on freedom of speech and freedom to protest that we have ever witnessed. Now, do keep that in mind, by the way, because after this article, I have another article that will be about Lucy Connolly. Now, some of you might have heard about this already. Some of you might have even seen some of the articles that just came out, but we're going to delve into that as well because that's also a case that is absolutely just shocking beyond belief. Again, we'll get more into that later on. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. The group is a far-right white nationalist group founded 5 years ago by the BNP's former Director of Publicity, Mark Collett. The organization has more than 16,000 supporters, according to its website. On the fundraiser published on GiveSendGo, a Christian crowdfund platform, it read, due to the recent wave of protesters being arrested, charged, convicted, and sent to prison, and the recent wave of people being sent to prison for social media posts, this has left a number of families on the outside struggling to make ends meet. Well, yeah, of course, because some of these families depend on those people, guys or whatever, for income. But now they're arrested, they're being thrown in prison. What's going to happen to these families? They're going to be completely screwed after this. So, of course, there's going to be a way of trying to, of course, help these families, with support and whatnot. I don't see how that's such a, a controversial thing to do. But anyways, let's see. Here we go. Recent political prisoners include a mother of 5 and full-time carers. 100% of the funds raised from this campaign after GiveSendGo fees will go to the families of recent political prisoners to help them get by while their loved ones are incarcerated. GiveSendGo has been approached for comment about the fundraiser for anti-immigration supporters and now aligned it is with Christian values. And there's a gentleman there. Does it say a fundraiser was set up for Dominic Capaldi, who was jailed for throwing objects at police in Bristol? Yeah. This is one of the political prisoners here. A total of 351 people had donated £14,670 by October 10th, and Patriotic Alternative said work had started to distribute the funds, including £2,000 to the family of a 31-year-old man who was jailed over a protest in Hull. The group's campaign comes after a fundraiser for Dominic Capaldi, who was jailed for throwing objects towards officers in Bristol, was set up and then shut down by crowdfunder. Was it? I don't recall that, but all right. Patriotic Alternative is also encouraging people to write to prisoners and complain to the Prison Reform Trust about the inequality being witnessed in these cases. Well, yeah, I've said this already just now. When the BLM riots happen, and I even say you can make an argument about left-leaning protests, they get sent to court and all of that. But again, those cases normally get dropped, and the police and the courts do absolutely nothing. But then here we have the Southport protests that happen, which spawned into riots. And again, I don't agree with the violence, but I can understand why they occurred, because there was a lot of anger with what happened that day. And of course, the victims that were killed, were 3 girls. I'm not sure about the other victims that were affected by this, but again, there were people that were genuinely angry about this. But oh no, they were faced with the full wrath of the law. But BLM riots, oh no, that's completely fine. Like that's completely justified in their eyes, right? Anyways, the Prison Reform Trust has been approached for comment. This response is in many cases, sorry, not only disproportionate, but it is also far harsher than the state's response to the BLM riots of 2020. The group added, exactly. The peaceful, listen to this. The peaceful Black Lives Matter demonstrations took place in 2020. Right. Never mind the fact there were destruction and buildings on fire. Like I think there was 2 or 3 million, or no, was it billion or something like that of property damage alone. Well, no, those were peaceful protests, folks. Those were peaceful protests. Anyways, following the murder of George Floyd at the hands of U.S. police officer Derek Chauvin, thousands of people took to the streets to stage anti-racist protests and demand an end to state violence against Black people and around the world. This summer's riots engulfed Britain between the 30th of July and the 5th of August, sparked by Islamophobic and racist statements. Violence was unleashed across numerous cities, including Liverpool, Leeds, and Belfast, with far-right thugs attacking Black, Asian, and Muslim people on the streets. Never mind the fact that, again, look, I'm sure that there was a lot of few like white people that were taking advantage of this, of course, but there were a lot of people that went to these protests to genuinely peacefully protest as if it is their democratic right to do so. And if you want to have a further example of this, there were Asian groups, like Asian men, who were being violent towards the protests. And again, the protesters didn't do anything. They were just peacefully protesting like it's their democratic right to do, and they were attacked for it. But oh no, the mainstream media will never mention that, of course. And if they do mention it, it's out of, well, it's self-defense. Like they have every right to defend their areas and all of that. It's like fucking bullshit. You can't make this up, folks. Let's see, people on the streets defacing mosques and attempting to torch hotels, housing asylum seekers. Again, I don't agree with stuff doing that in that case. I can understand the anger, but that's the point. Like if you're defacing mosques and attempting to set fires to locations, that's where I believe is the protests are going a bit too far at that point. Again, I can understand the anger and all of that, but the best way to do it is peacefully assemble and peacefully protest when it comes to it. So, I mean, Gandhi did it, so why can't we do it? The trouble started a false claim spread online that the Southport suspect was a Muslim asylum seeker. Well, he was Rwandan, I believe. He was black. I know that. Was it from Rwanda? Someone in the chat might correct me on this. I think he was from, or the parents immigrated from Rwanda or somewhere like that. I can't quite remember. Again, I'm sure someone might point that out in the chat. Oh, no, it was actually this is the case, but yeah, we'll see. But I remember, again, when the suspect, the information coming out and all the leftists, and I'm sure Joe in the chat, if he's still watching, might point this out as well, that there were people trying to make out that, well, this guy is just as, it was a Welsh person that did this, and he's just as Welsh as you and me, bro. That bullshit that was occurring, right? Anyways, when approached by the Independent for comment, Patriotic Alternative said, if you want to spread awareness of our fundraiser, then be our guest, because that's basically what it is at the end of the day, is spreading awareness to that. A Ministry of Justice spokesperson told the Independent, the first job of government is to keep people safe. We will always take the strongest possible action against thugs who attempt to sow hate and disorder, attack police officers, and intimidate communities. Oh, the sweet, sweet irony. Anyways, that's the first article in question. So, anyways, now Welsh lad through and through. Yeah, exactly right. He was a Welsh as a leak. His father is thought to be wanted for genocide crimes in Rwanda. I'm sure people mentioned, I thought, was it Joe that mentioned that in his stream? That there was somewhat, it's like rumors and all of that, but it's not been completely confirmed that, yes, the perpetrator's father was from Rwanda, and he was wanted for genocidal crimes that had occurred in Rwanda. Which, I mean, yeah, that should definitely tell you something. But anyways, if true, by the way, if true. Woodlander and Taito Alba, how you guys doing? Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. And also Jojo Gizmo's in the chat as well. How you doing? How you guys doing? So put the big on. You know what? One sec. I'm going to see if I can try and raise the... Is that better? Sort of. And I'm in complete total darkness. Anyways, but that should be better. Hopefully that should be better. But anyways. Right, so that's the first topic. Now, half an hour into the show, that's good. Right, we'll just get right into the next topic here. Again, this is all about Lucy Connolly. Now, this story, I believe, just came out this evening. So let's have a look at this. And again, I'm sure some of you have seen this already. Some of you have maybe even read some of the articles, but let's have a look at this together. Because again, this is another case that does tie into the Southport riots that had happened. And yeah, it definitely does tie into that. Let's have a... Okay, we'll see that, Matt. Right. Tory councillor's wife jailed for 2.5 years for inciting racial hatred. This was 3 hours ago. And again, Laura brought to my attention to this on Telegram, so let's have a look at this. The wife of a Conservative Party councillor has been jailed for 2.5 years after posting a tweet stirring up racial hatred against asylum seekers on the day of the Southport attacks. Lucy Connolly, the wife of Raymond Connolly, a West Northamptonshire Conservative councillor, was sentenced to 31 months imprisonment at Birmingham Crown Court on Thursday. In the post on X, formerly Twitter, Connolly wrote, and this is again what was written: mass deportation now, set fire to all the effing hotels full of the B words for all I care. While you're at it, take the treacherous government politicians with them. Now, again, I don't condone the tweet in question when it comes to that. And I mean, I don't condone it whatsoever, but I don't think she should be thrown in prison for it, right? Again, I don't believe like she's like genuinely inciting hatred or anything like that at all. Again, this was just after the murders that had happened, and of course this is people just venting. And look, we all get to a point in our lives where we do get angry. You know, myself, I'm sure you people had that situation also, where you get really angry to the point where you then start to say things that you don't really mean, sort of thing, and you're just venting after that. You know, it's a human moment. It's a very humanizing situation, that is. So I don't think really she should be thrown in prison for it, because, well, I'll say this, right? If she really wanted all of this to happen, she wouldn't have posted it on X, because look, I'm pretty sure that would be a dead giveaway for people that, oh, this is what they want to do. Because from my experience from what I've seen online, right, if somebody wants to commit a horrific act, whether it's violence or terrorism or anything like that at all, the people that want to do stuff like that never announce it. They never ever announce it that they were going to do this. So I know there's people in the chat who are like content creators and whatnot, or even just public figures and whatnot. If someone were to write you a message saying, "Oh, I'm gonna, kill you," or X, Y, and Z, or anything like that at all, if they were really wanting to do that, they wouldn't have announced it. That sort of idea. So the way I see it, it's just a woman who was reacting to what happened at Southport. Again, I don't agree with what the tweet has said, but I can understand the anger coming from when it comes to that. And again, it's a very humanizing thing. We've all said things when we're really angry that we don't mean later on, type of thing. And even since then, I think even right afterwards, she did delete the tweet in question, or the comment in question. Obviously, because she was like, well, that was a bit extreme of me to say, that sort of thing. So, of course, again, after that, she shouldn't have been arrested whatsoever, in my opinion. And then she had previously pleaded guilty, which she really shouldn't have done. But anyways, to one count of inciting racial hatred and was remanded in custody. Connolly, who was a childminder at the time of the social media post, resigned her resignation with Ofsted, the regulator, following her arrest. She made the comments on July 29th, the day of which 3 children were stabbed. Yes, this occurred on that day, to death during the Taylor Swift themed dance class in the Merseyside town. There's more here, I believe. Yep. The court heard how Connolly, for age 41, told someone on WhatsApp that she would play the mental health card if she was arrested. She sent another WhatsApp message on August 5th, joking that the incendiary post to her 10,000 followers had bitten me on the arsehole. Naeem Vali, who opened the case for the prosecution, described how Connolly also sent a message saying she intended to work her notice period as a childminder on the sly, despite being deregistered. Mr. Valley added that she then goes on to say that if she were to get arrested, she would play the mental health card. Connolly, who has no previous conviction, also sent another tweet commenting on a sword attack, which read, "I bet my house it was one of those boat invaders." I mean, again, when it comes to the migrants coming into the country, I mean, we've seen a rise of increase in crime, not just here in Britain, but all across, the whole European front. I mean, you can deny it, but you can't really deny it. But anyways, another post said by Connolly commented on a video posted by Tommy Robinson on X, read Somalian, I guess, and was accompanied by a vomiting emoji. Connolly appeared before this court via a video link to HMP Peterborough, while her husband watched proceedings from the public gallery. Didn't expect violence that followed. Liam Muir, defendants, said in mitigation that Connolly had lost a child in horrific circumstances and was distinguished from other offenders using social media in that she had sent the tweet at the heart of the case before any violence against asylum seekers had started. Yeah, because again, people were just angry with what happened. People were just absolutely shocked and disgusted by what had occurred during that time. I mean, people have a right to be angry. Obviously, I don't condone saying like, "Oh, kill them" or anything like that. So obviously, I would completely condemn something like that. But again, there was people that were really angry with what happened in that day. So, and with the riots, I think I've even said this before, but it was inevitable that was going to happen. Again, do I agree with the riots? Again, not necessarily, no, but I can understand why the anger. So, anyways, Ms. Muir said the horrendous way in which she or her son being turned away from the health service can only have a drastic detrimental effect on someone. Whatever her intention was in posting the offending tweet, it was short-lived, and she didn't expect the violence that followed, and she quickly tried to quell it. Judge Melbourne Inman, KC, sounds like a British name, the recorder of Birmingham, said in sentencing, some media people used that tragedy as an opportunity to sow division and hatred. Wow. Often using social media, leading to a number of towns and cities being disfigured. I mean, again, it's fine when BLM does it, right? Oh, that's totally fine because of years of slavery and whatnot. Honestly, wow. Sorry, I'm just having a quick look and see any updates. Yeah, sorry, I'm just having a quick look at some of the updates on my phone, but no, it's all good. There's nothing that has came up when it comes to that, and I'm just gonna put in the couple of links in the chat, and then we'll continue on with the article. I don't think there's really much left with the article from what I can see, but because according to this article, this was a 3 or 4 minute read or something like that. But let's have a let me see. So that's that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna put in both the PayPal and the Buy Me a Coffee links in the chat just now. So bear with me just now. Is there any other people watching? I see Toffee LT is in the chat, which is good to see. Thank you very much for watching the show. Even Chief Wallpaper. Ah, dear. Let's see. I'll just have a look here. Right, okay, so I'll just pop this in. Sorry, bear with me just now. I should have done this at the start of the show, but hey ho, it's me. We're talking about right. So that's that one. Or oh crap. Okay, let's see. You know what? This is what I'll do. Sorry again. Bear with me just now. Right. So do that, and then pop that down there, and then get into this. Yeah, I definitely should have done this at the start of the show. So, yeah, what we'll do is, folks, we'll finish off this article, and then we'll move on to the Q&A section before we get into that. Right, copy that as well. Big ups to the Chief. Thank you very much, Sandra. Spicy Spanish. Let's see. Joe Marshall, CPS recruits on the grounds of diversity. Yep, indeed. No surprise there. So if I can, I wonder if I can actually, yeah, let me try something here. Where am I? Right. Should be a, right. There's the buy me a coffee link, and then here is the PayPal donation link. So if you guys want to send a shekel or two, then you can do so if you so choose to. 1 second here, and finally, oh, why is it posted? God fucking damn it! Sorry, my bad. God damn it! Sorry, 1 second, folks. Yeah, I know I should have really put this at the start of the show, but well, right. Copy that, and then that should be. There we go. So that's both the Buy Me a Coffee link and the PayPal link in the chat. So again, if you want to send a donation or two, you could definitely do so just now or even throughout the show. And then again, entirely optional if you want to do so. If not, that's completely fine. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it whatsoever. Anyways, let's continue on and finish off the article. Then move on to the Q&A section. So, wait, am I actually sharing this? Oh God, fucking damn it! I just noticed that when I was watching the stream on my phone there, but there's the article in question. Yeah, that's the one. So then we're on here, mindless violence, quote unquote, Stormwood, quote unquote. After noting that Connolly's post on X inciting attacks on hotels had been viewed 310,000 times, the judge added, when you published those words, you are well aware how volatile the situation was. That volatility led to serious disorder where mindless violence was used. Again, you can make the same argument with BLM, but of course, it's fine when they do it. The judge added that Connolly, who remained calm on the present video link, had encouraged activity that threatened or endangered life. Detective Chief Superintendent, I'm assuming that's what it is, Rich Tompkins, the head of crime and justice at Northamptonshire Police, said, this week is Hate Crime Awareness Week. Okay, and although it is the courts who are responsible for sentencing, I hope this case demonstrates that the police take reports of this nature seriously and that we will do everything we can to help our communities feel safe and protected from fear of violence. Well, see, when they're saying protecting communities, they really mean of course, the non-whites within those communities. That's what they're on about. If it's like white working class people, anything like that, or even just white people in general, then they don't give a damn. They don't care. They see them as, of course, like, scum or neo-Nazis in this case. So, yeah, they're not gonna. They're gonna care more about the non-whites, the people who weren't really born here, than they do care about the native British. But, anyways, if you have been a victim of a hate crime, please contact us so we can investigate it. No one should be targeted for who they are. Mr. Connolly declined to comment on the sentencing as he left Birmingham Crown Court. Excuse me. Latest police figures revealed that 1,511 people have been arrested in connection with the riots, 960 of whom were charged. On August 14th, Julie Sweeney, age 53, from Cheshire, was jailed for 15 months after writing in a local Facebook group that a mosque should be blown up. Again, I don't agree with the comment, but again, I don't think people should be arrested when it comes to that, because they're just comments, right? Again, if people were serious and actually were going to commit these atrocities, then they wouldn't announce it online. They would not announce that. So, anyways, describing her as a keyboard warrior, Judge Stephen Everett said, "Even people like you need to go to prison." Wow. Holy shit. Her husband, David Sweeney, age 76, called the sentence well over the top and said her outburst was caused by an emotional breakdown. Yeah, again, because look, this was a horrible case what happened in Southport, and people have a right to be angry with what happened. You know, it's just people reacting, you know, angrily to what happened, because again, this is all part of a system that is very anti-white, and it's very clear that if this was a white man doing this to non-white children, you would never hear the end of it. But because it's a Rwandan guy doing this to three white girls, you know, killing them and whatnot, then yeah, it's like, oh no, just don't look back in anger. You know, like this is like we're all like diversity is our greatest strength and all of that. You know, again, but again, if it was like a white guy doing this to non-white people, then again, as you said, you'll never hear the end of it. Clearly, there's a two-tier system going on here. On October 8th, Keith Edwards, age 81, became the oldest person convicted in connection with the far-right riots. Again, they weren't far-right riots. Again, they're just like normal, everyday people who are just expressing their anger with what happened. That's all it was. Edwards from Nottingham claims that he was arrested after standing on a protester's leg to prevent him from getting away from police. He later admitted assault by beating and was spared jail with a 28-day suspended sentence. His solicitor said Mr. Edwards had no involvement in the pre-planned protests in Nottingham and was actually assisting the police by putting his foot on the leg of a man they were trying to arrest. Yeah, notice how they never mention, like, well, why would they do it? It's like, oh no, this is like they're just doing this. It's like, right, but why? There has to be a reason for it. They can't just be they're just doing it just willy-nilly. Clearly, there's a reason behind it. But anyways, let's see here. But that's that article in that case. Again, just completely shocking that this is going on. Toffee in the chat reads, read up about what happened to this poor lady's little boy a few years ago. A foreign doctor sent them away when he was seriously ill and the boy died. No wonder she's not a big fan of them. Really? Did that actually happen? Because if that happened, then that's awful. Holy crap. That I actually did not know that, Toffee. Like, I genuinely did not know that whatsoever. Joe Marsh, I saw that. The judge didn't give a shit. Yeah, indeed, did not. The killer was just as Welsh as Big Joe. I did mention that on the show earlier on, but yeah, this massive cope that people were using, like, oh well, this Rwandan guy, well, he's Welsh. He's just as Welsh as me and you, bro. Like that sort of thing. It's like you can't make this up when it comes to those people. But anyways. So that's those two articles done, and almost like an hour into it. So I did say that this show was going to be about an hour long or something like that. So what we'll do is we'll just move on to the Q&A section. So, of course, if any of you in the chat have a question to ask me, and it could be any question at all, well, I'll say this right for the record, because... Well, not because, but anything to do with the Homeland Party, I'm just going to say right now, I am not going to answer that. The reason, and there's a reason for it, is not because like I don't want to, but I kind of have said my piece about the group and all of that. So if it's to do with the Homeland Party, if it's something to do with like what's your thoughts on Steve Laws becoming a member, if it's something like that, then all right, fair enough. But if it's Homeland in general, then at this point I'm not interested. I've already said my piece about it, and that's really all I'm going to say on the matter. Anything else is fine, but just not that. If that's okay with everyone in the chat in this case, because as I just said, I've already said my piece about it. I'm just going to go my way, and I'm sure, of course, they'll go their way. So. And that's really that in this case. So I wish Steve Laws the best of luck. And yeah, that's it when it comes to that. But other than that, any other question to ask me, feel free to ask me in the chat with Chief Moody, and then see from there, and then we'll get right into it. And then once we've done that, we'll reach up to about maybe 7 p.m. and then I'll need to get off again. I just want to get ready for tomorrow, and then obviously for the upcoming conference. And I hope to see you guys next week when it comes to that. Woodlander, no. Can you show me? God damn it. I know it's a joke, but I mean, like, come on. God damn it. You got me, Woodlander. You definitely got me there. So, let's see. Chaz Smash in the chat. Road tax is rumored to be pay as you go. Pay as you go soon, 50 pence a mile. Any thoughts? Really, is that actually going to be a thing? If that's true, then I mean, again, I think that's just another example of the government trying to get people away from using cars. They tried that with the whole LES, at least from what I'm gathering from that. They tried it with the LES or like specific areas where like people are destined to drive in a certain speed limit, and of course that's not really possible for many reasons. So I think maybe it's kind of to do with that. It's again just another example of the government trying to get people away from using cars. But look, people need transport, especially when it comes to cars. You're going from one place to another. It's like you can try all you want and trying to get people to use electric cars, but I mean, no one's really going to afford that. I'm sorry, but no one's really going to afford that. So, yeah, it's just like I don't understand like why. Yeah, exactly. At Woodlander, bit by bit, they want us isolated. Yeah, that's exactly that, and I think it's just another part of that. So. I don't see why they want to change that now when it's been its thing for years and years. So this change really just comes off as a way of trying to get people away from using cars, in my opinion, when it comes to that. So might explain all the cameras popping up everywhere. Yeah, that's a good point. That's something that I have noticed recently as well, even though I currently don't drive at the moment, although I'm thinking about maybe not. I keep saying this all the time, but maybe I won't start driving lessons this year, but maybe start of next year, maybe. But even just walking from area to area, or even just taking a bus, I've noticed that there's been a lot more cameras popping around all over the place, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, maybe I don't want to come off like a far right, conspiracy theory, but I think it's yeah, it does. It's very weird. It really does make you think when it comes to that. So, let's see. Just want to see if I can find more. Toffee LT again. Has anyone heard of this proposed driveway tax? If they bring that in, I'm just going to put turf down on my drive and make it a garden. Have that tax, man. Again, that's only news to me. I haven't really heard of that myself. But again, I just another example of the government trying to get people to stop using cars. I know I've already said that over and over again, but that's pretty much what it is at the end of the day. So yeah. Let's see. The government will know your movements 100%. Yeah, I know it's coming. It's a very scary times at the moment, but it's inevitable at this point in time. But I mean, you think people would maybe speak out against it, but people, I guess, are just too comfortable, or maybe they just don't really want to see change, kind of thing. But anyways, right. Let's see here. The Road Traffic Act is not a law, right? Fair enough. Excuse me. Let's see. Let me see. Just putting that in the middle. Tell them it's a tennis court. You could do that, actually. Now you mention that, you could do that. let's see. I've read the one already about the government going to be watching you. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. So, and another thing too, by the way, but we're not ending the show just yet, but I'm not going to do like an outro song tonight, and there's a reason why. Last week's episode, when I put on a Ramones song, I think it was Walkaway Beach I played, YouTube, being YouTube as per usual, decided to not necessarily put a strike on my channel, but made like a notification that, oh, you used copyrighted content for the outro of your song, and you can either take the song out of the stream, or this stream will be locked and will not be reached by other countries. So I thought, all right, what's the big deal? I will take the song out, and it's still viewable at this point in time. But saying that, yeah, I'm not gonna do that again, because yeah, YouTube. I think it was like the following day I got that notification about that, and they were just like really, oh, like, how dare you play copyrighted music? Like, what's wrong with you? It's like I just want to play a song. I'm not making money off of it, so I don't know what the problem is there. Let me see. People seem to want global governance, especially anarchists. Yeah, funny that. It's really funny that, Budget Burger, isn't it? Really, really makes you think that, doesn't it? Let me see. Just sing them live. That's not happening, Chad Smash. I am not singing live whatsoever. Toffee LT writes, I'm looking forward to the speeches from the conference being uploaded. So am I, yes. I'm looking forward to the speakers for, not tomorrow, sorry, for Saturday, when it comes to that. Or, no, is it Saturday? No. Anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to the conference coming up with the speakers in this case. I know who the speakers are, but of course, I'm keeping that as a secret. Let's wait until the videos do get uploaded onto other platforms like Odyssey or Telegram being amongst them. Maybe even, I don't know, actually. I'll think about that. But anyways, but yes, I'm looking forward to the speakers. I'm just looking forward to the conference as a whole. Sandra Spicy Spanish Salami Sandwich writes, if I were to explain the level of total surveillance everyone is under in Britain today, you'd call me a tinfoil hatter. Yeah, maybe like a few years ago, in fact. Even if you were to use something like, oh, we're living in a 1984 or like an Orwell state, people will just roll your eyes at you and say, like, mate, seriously, like, come on, dude. But when you pay attention to politics more and more and seeing what's exactly is going on with the country, people will realize, holy shit, it actually is the case. Like, we do live in an Orwell state. It's scary. It really is scary that it's coming to fruition. Even though it was a novel that was supposed to be somewhat of like a warning, or I think it was meant to be the author's vision of what a society should be, I think, when it comes to that. But yeah, it's scary that people tend to use that book as a manual on how to run a society. So let me see. Where was that? Oh, yes. This one here. Effectively, all cameras that have access to the internet are run through AI-powered analytics and analysis. CCTV, phones, Ring doorbells, etc. Yeah, that's a pretty scary thought, that as well. It's a really scary thought, that. I just want to double check something here. Wait a minute. Sorry, just bear with me just 1 minute. I want to see if I can actually find something real quick on my phone. I won't, of course, show it, but just want to check something for a moment. And then if any other question comes through, then yeah, we'll get right into it. That's fine. Okay, perfect. No worries. All right, let's see. Read that one already. That's fine. Dear. Let's see. Yeah, that's me caught up with the chat just now, which is good to see. Again, 19 people watching the show, which is really cool. Thank you very much for watching. Again, we're not ending just yet, but still. But yeah, so after this, I'm going to be, again, getting ready for tomorrow. And I can't wait for this weekend. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I can't wait for this weekend. I have ideas on how to get there and all of that and such. But it's the traveling back. I don't think it'll be difficult, but I think it might be. I might need to speak to a couple of people and then maybe see from there. But other than that, it will definitely be a great time, I'm sure. I managed to get there fine and dandy last year, so I'm sure I will have no problem getting down there this time as well. Chaz Smash again, a new contract with Sky, get a free doorbell and indoor camera, all internet connected. Oh, I did not know that. It's a bit of a well, no, it's not a funny story, but I used to work in a call center. No, I don't work there anymore, but I used to work at a call center a few years ago, and we were it's sort of we were. It was they don't. I don't think they're working for Sky anymore, but we were like Sky services or customer service phone numbers for people who were watching Sky TV or broadband and so on and so forth. And we didn't have anything like that at all. I think this was like maybe after I left. So yeah, that's news to me. So Sky are now wanting you to have a free doorbell and what the doorbell I can maybe understand kind of. I mean, it might be one of those camera things, but why an indoor camera? Like why would you need that for exactly? I mean, sure, people would make an argument, well, just in case if you get burgled into, then it's recorded there. But it's like, but again, really though, I mean, what if you live in a really nice area? Again, do you really need it? Do you actually really need it? I don't think so, buddy. So yeah, that's news to me, Chaz Smasher. Thank you very much for bringing up that, because I did not know that whatsoever, and that's actually pretty scary when it comes to think about it. Toffee writes in the chat, Chief, would you be up for coming on my Monday stream 1 week? Mark Collett is coming on in a couple of weeks. Be good to have a blether with you if you're up for it. Yeah, absolutely, Toffee. I'm sure you could find me on Telegram or on X if you're on there. Probably Telegram would be the best place to contact me on. But yeah, just what to do is give me a message and then we can talk about we can get that sorted. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. Absolutely. Speaking of which, I still need to find out who else I want to have on as a guest. Because when was the last time I had a guest on the show? I believe it was Millennial Woes. I know that would have been 212, but that was like a few weeks ago. That I would imagine. So, crap. Who should I have on this time around as a guest? But yeah, Toffee, yeah, definitely give me a message, and I definitely would be up for that. That would be fantastic, definitely. So I'll get your Telegram off Mark, mate. That's fine, no worries. Thank you very much. Looking forward to your message, sir. So yeah. Other than that, 1 second. Budgie Burger Sky, patch my electricity bill, please, and then buy Taylor Swift's latest album. Dear. Other than that, is there any more questions that come through? If not, then we might as well just end the stream. That's come up to 7 o'clock anyway. But I'll just wait a couple more minutes and then see. Oh, Toby Radley's in the chat. Hello, Toby. How you doing? I think you're a bit late, sir, but it's really nice to see you in the chat. So I hope you're doing well, sir. But yeah, that's again. I'll just wait a couple more minutes and then for anyone else to make a comment or anything like that at all. Other than that, yeah, we will end the show at 7 p.m. And I really enjoyed tonight's episode. Maybe a bit of a quicker one, but I hope everyone that did enjoy tonight's episode. And I definitely should be back next week, same time and place when it comes to that. Watch for Xmas for Toby. So yeah, I should be back next week again, same time and place, Thursday at 6 p.m. And anything changes or anything like that at all, I'll give you guys an update on Telegram and also on X when it comes to that. And yeah, so again, no outro song for tonight. I'm just going to end the stream just instantly type of thing, because YouTube were being very gay when it comes to the whole. Again, not necessarily a strike, but that sort of idea. So, anyways, thank you all very much for watching. I shall see you all later. Again, see you all next week. Again, any updates, I'll let you guys know in advance. So until then, thank you all very much for watching. This is Chief Moody signing out. You have been watching the Mood of the Nation podcast, and I will see you all in the next one or in the next episode. Take care, stay safe, enjoy the weekend when it comes, and yeah, see you all next week, same time and place. And thank you all, and good night. Take care.